Right here. That's the ones. So you'll see that on the scale. This is set up just like the scale. So 324. So what are these little doodads right here then today? Those are the tenths place. Okay, so what tenth do we definitely know?
6.
All right, so this longer piece that sticks down is always the halfway point. It's always the 0.5. So this will be 0.6. Did everybody see how Emma got that? So it's not all the way to the 0.7 yet, so we definitely know 0.6. So if it reads to the tenths, what do y'all guess?
The hundreds.
You guess in the hundredths place. So your guess is the next one over. So you're looking at where this points down. Is it closer to 0.6 or is it closer to 0.7? It's closer to 0.7. So you're envisioning numbers 1 to 9. Which one does it appear closer to? 0.6 or 0.7? So you're estimating greater than 5. 5, let's say halfway. You just said it's not halfway. So not 5, not 1 to 4, because you said it's closer to the 0.7. So you're using 6, 7, 8, or 9 based on whether you think it's really close to the 0.7, not very close to the 0.7. What do you think?
8.
Okay, I think 8's a good answer. Anybody think it's something else? If you thought it was a 9, then you put a 9. 324.69. And these would have grams on them today because it's a triple beam balance. They're going to be masses. All right, what about number 2? What's that?
26.7.
All right, we've got 20 and 30. So these are the tens place, right? So that means these are reading the what place?
The one.
They're reading the ones. So this would be 21. This would be 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Everybody see how we did that? All right, so we definitely know it's 26. Is it all the way up to the 27 line? No, that's how you know it's 26. Now, if this reads the ones place, where's the guess? It's in the tenths place. So does it appear to be closer to 26 or does it appear to be closer to the 27?
27.
Okay, so you're giving me a guess that says it's closer to the 27. Is it halfway?
No.
So 1 through 5 are out. Okay, so what says to you it's closer to 27 looking at where that is? You think what? If you think a 9, put a 9. I probably wouldn't have gone a 9 because a 9 says to me it's almost touching that line. But if you said a 9, it's fine. It's your guess. I would not mark that wrong today. Okay? If you said an 8, then put an 8. I don't think it's even an 8. I would have probably gone about a 7 because it's not quite halfway. It's a little more than halfway. I would have probably gone about a 7. But if you said it was an 8, if you said it was a 6, I'm not going to mark any of those wrong because they're whose guess? They're yours. Okay? This is a graduated cylinder, so I'm going to put milliliters behind it. Okay? Now, for the significant digits that y'all said were hard. Now, when you finish class, if you go home and you're like, man, she rushed through that. Whose class did I tell you has more time in it? Did any of y'all ever, and I know we've only done this 3 days, so it's not like you've been in here a year and you're like, I never thought about doing that. Any of y'all ever look at the YouTube video?
Where do you find it? Because it's not on your class website.
Yeah, it is.
I couldn't, there wasn't attached, videos or, I clicked.
Okay. Go to the homework tab.
The homework tab?
Go to the homework tab. And there, I can't figure out how to hyperlink it, but you can copy and paste the link.
I went to the homework tab and I saw a bunch of March and April stuff. I didn't see links.
Are you using the new one or the old one?
I used the one that was school website.
All right. Let's see if I can get to the new one so I can show you what it looks like. Because given I'm updating this every day, it would be nice if those of you who are going to use it actually can get to it. And I don't know if Ms. Floyd has made it easy for y'all to get to at this point or not yet. She's supposed to. Some of them have nice little links out to the side. Mine does not yet. Mr. Johnson's, I know, does.
8:30.
Mm-hmm.
You said that.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you just want to go to YouTube, you could always type in the date, August, like today's is labeled August the 31st, 2017 chemistry, and it will pop up. But I also have it in the homework, if it ever loads. All right. You can go to schools. I think this is so hard to get to. Ethan, you got a reason for being late? You on the bus? Huh? Okay. Our people, staff directory. See how they have some links over here? Ms. Floyd will eventually do that. Type in wall. I'm the only one in the system.
Yeah, I went to the old one.
Yeah. The new one should look like this. And go to homework. And it should have a calendar like this. And click on chemistry. And you can copy and paste the link into YouTube. Now, if that won't work for you, go to YouTube. I don't think I'm logged in this one, so it should not come up immediately. Let's just say you're looking for yesterday's because you're stuck on your homework last night and you're like, Ms. Well did not do a good job in first period. So August 30th, 2017, chemistry.
Technically 107.
Oh yeah, that would help, wouldn't it? And there you go. All right, there's first period and there's fourth period. And then you can pull it up and you can, no, and so, you do not want to listen to me in stereo. All right, and I would go all the way to the end because you know we did significant digits way at the end. And if you get stuck, all right, and watch it again. And then you can see it's probably slower than it was in your class too. And what is that? You're already at 57 minutes. All right. And just, if you got, like you were really good with 1 and 2 and you need rules 3, 4, 5, 6 again, watch those pieces again. And you don't have to watch the dead pieces. Y'all know how to fast forward through YouTube. All right. And just watch the pieces you need. Okay. Does that help on how to get to those pieces if you need them?
Yeah.
Either way. All right. Sometimes it's easier just to go to YouTube, but I'm required to update the website. So I'm also linking it each day. So those are there for you also. All right. So let's go back to where we were. Not that way, stupid. All right. So let's talk about where we were struggling last night.
Is it in the auditorium or the?
I think it's in the auditorium. The seniors room. All right. So if we look at question 1. All right. When we look at this first 0, is this first 0 significant?
No.
No. Why is it not significant? It's just a billboard. It's like, hey, there's a decimal behind me, so that's a no. Are these zeros significant?
No.
No, they're placeholders. These are significant because they're what? They're non-zero. Is this one significant?
Oh, yeah.
This is rule 6. It's behind the decimal. It's behind the 3. So there are 3 significant digits there. All right. What do you think about number 5 underneath it?
Six.
There's 6
So the decimal.
because of the decimal. These are non-zero, so they're significant. These are significant because the decimal is written, which is rule 3. It's not an understood decimal. There's actually a decimal there written, so it's significant. And this is rule 6. It's behind the decimal. It's behind the 2. So there are 6. What about number 7? There's only 2. And the reason is there a decimal there? No, it's an understood decimal, so that 0 doesn't count. All right, what about number 4? I hear 6 and I hear 4. All right, now I got a 5. There's 6. Now, the reason people pick 4 is they try to tell me those are placeholders. What's rule 2 say?
If it's in between two non.
If it's in between two non-zero digits, they're significant. These zeros are between the 1 and the 3. The 0 is irrelevant. Because it's between the 1 and the 3, they're automatically significant. It doesn't make them placeholders. That's why I said back when we did rule 2, a lot of you would get stuck on that decimal and you would say, oh, there's a decimal there. There's something different. Doesn't matter. It's between the 1 and the 3. They're automatically significant. So there are 6 significant digits there. All right, what about number 6? There are 6. All right, this is a billboard. These are placeholders. Non-zero, non-zero, non-zero. We got those, right? In between, in between. Those are all significant. Why is this one significant? It's after a non-zero digit and it's after the decimal. So it's behind the decimal and it's behind the non-zero digit. What about number 8? There are 4. All right, pull our homework out. Let's see what we've got there. All right, let's look at the significant digit one first, and then we'll talk about the equivalent one. Yeah. Can you what? He's excited again. All right, let me just grab one over there. All right, question number 1. How many in number 1? Number 2. We're on the one that says how many significant digits in the 1 through 20. All right, so how many in number 2? There's only 1. Why is there not 2? It's an understood decimal. It's not actually written there. All right, number 3. All right, do we like 4? Why do we pick 4 there? The decimal is written, okay? Number 4. There's only 1. That first 0 is a billboard, and the other zeros are a what? They're placeholders. All right, number 5. 2. The 0 after the 9 is to the right of the 9 and the right of the decimal. All right, how about number 6? 3. Number 7? 3. Number 8? 4. Number 9? Good. Number 10? Good. Number 11? Number 12? Number 13? Number 14? Number 15? Number 16? Number 17? Number 18? Number 19? And number 20? Yes. Questions? You getting the hang of it a little better? No. Let's practice a little more, and then we'll talk about the equipment. Go back.
What's the meeting first?
Yeah, it's in the auditorium.
Are they having the junior meeting there?
No, I'm assuming that's a no today, given we have pictures. So I have a bad feeling they're going to screw up tomorrow.
Just add it all on Thursday. And then didn't you do that last year? It's like,
I would hate for them to actually tell us anything in advance so we can plan for it.
But the juniors go now.
which would be, you know,
Yeah,
helpful.
makeup, but they're like, all,
Yeah.
all.
All right, let's look at these real quick. All right, look at those 9 real quick. And let's see if you can tell me how many significant digits. I don't care if you write them down or just write the answers down.
Sorry, I just went over numbers.
Yes. You will miss things when you leave class.
Yeah, but almost an hour of class.
Yeah, you can really get screwed.
I didn't even get my schedule clean.
I'm sorry. You know, people are nice as to
Oh, Dan, you can be able to do your homework then.
Hey.
Unless you don't watch the video, just watch the video.
I didn't watch the video, but I did go. I got one after that.
After
I only
the-
missed like 3 of them. No, I was watching the video.
Zero.
Significant digits.
Yeah, my phone zero. I know, I got Ben sitting in front of every class.
You missed it. Yeah, so. Graduating, so.
It flew.
It flew.
She wiped it out with her notebook.
Yeah, and then I tried to
Fly.
catch it. And I tried to catch it and I smacked it back down.
He said she
Giant
moved
fly.
over.
It went from like front of the desk all the way back to the wall.
Oh, yeah, crazy.
You know, somebody yesterday, that afternoon, somebody told me that I had broken a graduated cylinder, but they said that I had thrown it across the classroom. And I'm like, where did that cylinder come from? I know, it was an accident, but apparently I threw it.
You didn't even throw it, you launched it.
Yes, I know, that's very accurate.
Yes, it is.
You didn't even see it. I think me and Kathleen were the only ones that saw it.
Oh, I saw it.
I heard it and I saw it on my peripheral vision. Maybe you were talking to him. I saw
But nobody questioned it. Over here. Of course. Emma, it's not that funny. I don't find it funny.
You should pay her.
I'm sorry for laughing.
Right.
I like the powder.
All right, we got them done?
Yeah.
All right, so number 1. What do you think? All right, why did we pick the first 0?
Because
It's
It's the billboard. All right, number 2. Okay, why do we say those 2 zeros? Because of the decimal. It's after the decimal. What about number 3? Why do we say those 2 zeros were? They're in between. All right, number 4, 2. Why do we say those weren't? The billboard and their placeholders. Number 5, there are 3. That last 0 is because it's very good. Number 6, 4, because they're in between. Number 7, 5, because they are after. Number 8, 2. Why didn't we say those were?
Because those zeros are unknown decimal.
There's an understood decimal. It's not actually written. All right, number 9, there's 7. Got the hang of it now?
Yes.
All right, let's talk about your homework. That's the equipment page where you had to read the equipment.
So do you do, about how many quizzes do you do?
Yeah.
2, 3.
I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. We should have one tomorrow, but because I'm not here, we probably won't. Because you won't have a chance to ask questions. Third or fourth might have it, but you guys won't.
Are we gonna get our quiz back on this?
Yep. All right, in a few minutes. God, I can only do one thing at a time. Now, if we look at the first one. All right, what's the middle beam on? 600, the top beam. And this one? All right, most people say 9. And then you need to guess. What do you think it looks like it's on?
0.
A lot of people will say 0. Some people will say it looked like 622.89. It's fine. There's a lot of leeway in this because it's really hard to see what this is on. The graphic is a little smudged. So if you're in that ballpark, you're fine. The biggest thing I would tell you is, do you have 2 numbers right here? If you have 2 numbers behind the decimal in that range, you're fine. Okay? Number 2, you should have 153.7. Now, from there, what does it look like it's on? Does it look like it's on the line?
Yeah.
Most people say yes to that. So you need a guess. Well, if it's on the line, what guess would say to you it's on the line? 0. So put a 0 there to say it's on the line. Now, in the lab, there's not a problem with putting a 0 at the end. Now, if every guess you give me is a 0, then we have a problem. Not every single thing you do today is going to be on the line. Now, and the last one, you have 200. You have no 10s. You have no 1s. Point. What do you think you have for the 10s?
5.
5 was about what I would have said. And this one is most definitely not on the line. So you need a guess that's not a 0. Okay, I hear a 2, I hear a 4, I heard a 5. As long as you have a number there that's not a 0, I'm fine with it. Okay? Because it is most definitely not on the line there. Now, I asked you to do A and C. So, what do you think that one reads? Okay, I agree. It looks like 56. All right, 55 would be this one right here. And you could have 55. Hold that thought. All right, did you say 56 is on the line? So what's your guess?
56.0.
Okay, 56 point, you get one guess. So 56.0. Now, if you went with 55, what's your guess? Okay, I would have said 55.9 here because this would be one, Shatoria, when we were talking about earlier, that I would have said is so close to that 56 line. This one I would have said was 55.9. Now, if you said 0.7, you have the correct significant digits. I would not mark that wrong in the lab today. But I would have used the 9 in this particular case because this one is so close to being on the line that I would have given this one a 9. Okay? That's what I'm talking about when I say so close to the line, I would call it a 9. And this one will be milliliters because this is a graduated cylinder. All right, letter C should not be on the line. We should not have a 0.0 here. All right, so what is it past in C? That's 20, 21, 22, 23, right? So 23 point, what do you think?
I put 8.
Okay, 8's fine. Anybody have something different? 7's fine. All right, the thermometers, we asked you to do A and C. So A, what do you think? 65 is here, so 66, 67.
68.
Okay, is it on the line? So 68.0, or some people some years say it looks more like 67.9. These are degrees Celsius today. We have no Fahrenheit thermometers in this room. All right, and the last one,
11.
a lot of people say it looks like 11 and it looks like it's on the line, so 0.0. Or sometimes people say it looks like 10.9 degrees Celsius because, again, it looks like it's pretty close. Any questions? All right, we ready for the quiz? Quiz is just telling me how many significant digits you got.
I don't believe
All right, just one more practice.
No, y'all are fine. Stop with the line.
Who are you?
All right, you writing the test.
Yeah. I'm gonna cry. This class gonna make me cry. I'm not gonna break down.
You will not be the first person that made cry.
Fine, I won't give you that.
I have 4 years till I retire. I dare say you will not be the last either.
Ooh.
Oh,
I want that on a t-shirt. Oh my god.
You are really weird.
Won't be the last.
Can you not step back over?
Then what?
Feels like need over there.
You
Feels
feel
so
what?
quiet. It's okay. I'm loud enough where everybody can hear me.
Daniela has been banished from ever sitting beside a lab together again.
But what about when we do laps? I'm gonna have to.
You break something today and you're not doing lab again. You just go stand there with your hands tied behind your back and everybody else gonna handle you with it. Come on. Chop, chop. It does suck, and I am so sorry. Have you done what you need to do from yesterday so that you can take this quiz?
Look at the nose.
And you feel okay?
Oh.
Oh,
It seems pretty easy.
Okay.
Wait.
Wait! You said it seemed pretty easy. We're good to go. Next time, don't answer that question that way.
Oh, sorry.
No, she ain't back in the picture. She's hanging out with her friends in the auditorium praying to God she doesn't have to come back to class. All right, all I need is for you to tell me how many significant digits are in the numbers. And you can just write the number. You don't actually have to spell out the word unless you just feel the urge. You don't have to spell out 5, F-I-V-E. You can just write the number 5. But every year I get people who write out the numbers and spell them for me. But go ahead if that makes you happy. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you're done.
Just look it up. And I'm gonna hand out yesterday's quiz.
Oh,
I can, if I can make it.
Yeah, I thought I went on
I thought me. My feelings were hurt. I was like, why are you wrong?
I bet it was that last question. I was so confused.
You're only up, aren't you?
Oh, I was figuring it out because Christian class.
At least a 9.
Okay, I just should be on like up.
I'm gonna hurt you.
That's how I know y'all were done.
Did you take?
I couldn't count. This is difficult.
Is that what?
Did you take points off and not put it on paper?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just told fourth period, y'all couldn't follow directions and they need to do better.
Why?
Which I wrote all over the back of the paper. I showed them it on a separate paper.
Because he was like, you said something about notebook paper. And I was
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, don't do it.
Tiny paper. Like, I go around like, nope.
like, oh, so I was just writing on notebook paper.
Wait, you didn't write on the notes?
It's not like crazy or anything. I mean, all my teachers say not to write on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that you were there.
I don't even know why.
It's really creeping me out. You look like you're like so.
Oh, I know, it's really
weird.
I was nothing like it.
Oh, so many no cards in there.
Y'all have like the same way, same.
Yeah, same.
All right, I think everybody's flipped it over. So is there anybody I missed that's still working? All right, pass it to the front.
My pin died.
I don't want to see this. Quiz.
Most of them are bad. There are a few that are.
Mine was atrocious.
Most of them aren't.
Oh, I already saw my grade.
All right, you're not down that day.
Yeah, like you did great.
I feel like I did okay.
Fourth periods won't be at power school the same day.
Oh.
All right, did I get everybody's? Ashai, you want to take it? Are you in the back room so you don't have to make it up after school, or you want to wait? Huh?
Now, wait.
Okay, go in the hallway, because I want to know the answers. Pull the door close.
I always say wow.
Bye.
Just kind of wait up.
See you later.
1 minute, you will not be there long. So don't let me forget you and leave you out there. Because I put it on that.
gotta figure it out. I gotta go to sleep.
All right, so in the first one, you had 4,500, so that's 2 significant digits. And number 2, you have 5, because you have a 0 at the end, so that's significant.
I don't remember.
Let me get one that doesn't have significant.
Hey, did I put 2 on the first one?
I know.
Yeah, I don't even remember what you wrote down.
Oh.
Never mind. Still trying to come back in.
Let's try it.
She can hit all the time.
I don't remember what they wrote down.
What was, can you say the last one? Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then like.
Yeah. Wait, what was 8?
Y'all didn't even go.
No,
No, it's not that bad. That probably could be worse.
I still don't like it.
Last question. It's gonna be 10 times worse than it actually was.
Oh, it was?
Not so bad.
We didn't write,
I feel like
the
that.
reason why we didn't write it in the chart with everything else, we wrote it like later on in the notes,
Yeah.
so that like
Yeah.
I skipped
I
over.
put milliliters.
I forgot to ask you.
I was so confused. It was like volume. I never, like, I looked back at my notes. I was like, you never put volume down.
Yes, we did put all
I
that
turned the page.
It just wasn't in the chart.
See, I feel like you should have given me partial credit for this one since I did put meter. I just forgot.
There are 2 or 3 of you who did.
Oh,
I still didn't give you partial credit though.
What? Volume? Meter cube? I
Oh,
forgot the
crap.
cube.
Yeah, yeah, right. Oh, my God.
Is that the one that you missed?
Hey, you want those 6 points for that?
Oh,
That's what the question was worth. All right. The biggest places y'all got hammered are number 9. What's the SI unit for mass? Some of y'all did not know that. Know it for the test. Temperature,
Calvin?
kelvins. Some of y'all lost 18 points right
Are we
here.
allowed to correct ourselves?
No.
On our paper?
Yeah, correct anything you want to on your paper. And volume, not a soul in the room. In first or fourth period, got it right. All right.
I'm telling you.
Meter times meter times meter
Oh.
is meter cubed. All right.
see.
See, when you write it like that, it makes so much sense, and I think, well, I'm stupid.
No, you're not stupid. You just didn't study it.
I forgot the
You looked at the chart
Wow, you get
and you didn't remember that one.
I feel it.
Because every time I think of volume, I think of water, so I just put milliliters.
And milliliters is not
Yeah,
a, it's a volume unit. It's
I
just not
remember
the
that you said
SI
it
unit.
was meters because you said that we wouldn't be using the SI unit because it was too large.
It is too
But I
large.
forgot the cube.
You just forgot the cube.
Yes.
All right.
I feel like.
Are there questions on anything else on the quiz? Those are the only things that people just got absolutely hammered on. Yes.
Oh,
That's up on my
did you
So-
put this on, like, oh, did we keep these?
Yeah, you can. The only thing I will keep is this.
I can't count, so that's why I didn't.
Right.
I had it.
I
That's all I'm about.
I mean, like, I feel like yeah, after.
That number sticks out to you specifically.
It is a secret.
I'm so upset, guys.
Well, it's up on the-
Oh, you did. Uh-huh.
So I was talking about the
I'm
reciprocal.
gonna start putting these in backwards and upside down.
There you go. They're one and the same. It's not the same. So try to change it. Yep. Anybody else? Question?
That was for the other problem.
Now, if you didn't do as well as you wanted to do and you have questions, by all means, come get help. I'll be glad to help you. All right.
The one before.
Now.
I already did that. I don't know why I did it again.
Where am I?
Yesterday.
Right.
Struggle.
Here.
So we
I only had 4 hours. to
So we
sleep.
can go to you.
Now, you do not get unlimited time to do this. You have to read the correct significant digits. Because we have to learn this wrong thing. You know that. Why is the lab mixed up in this?
I got it right.
Yeah, I know. The lab should not be mixed
Well, you
up
gotta get
in.
an assistant.
No.
Okay.
Why is this worksheet?
Worksheet.
Worksheet. This is very strange. Yeah, go.
Because,
Alright, so the rest of it is pretty good. Lab sheet. Did you get the lab sheet?
thought it was like.
I thought, since I was in
Somebody said
orange,
she was-
it was automatically.
But I heard the Fridays.
All right. Did everybody get a lab sheet, not some weird worksheet?
I ain't got 40 hours.
All right.
Those hours.
Right.
Are you guys talking about?
All right.
Mhm.
Now, at the counter, you'll find a triple beam balance, a graduated cylinder, a ruler, and everything you need except the thermometers.
That station over
Yeah,
there.
I've already replaced it, so don't break the newest one. All right. The thermometers are not sitting on the counter, so that people like, then you'll look back and off the counter. Now, if you will, when you put them in the beaker, measure them, and then bring them back, and put them here, because these are even easier to knock off the counter. When you need to use the sink, ever so carefully, take the cover off, set it off to the side. The tags go down when you put them back. Please, when you turn the water on, pull the handle up, and then push it down. You do not need to mash the fluid out of this. Even my fat girl hands should be able to fit under this when we turn the water back off. There's a mechanism in here that will prevent the sink from leaking. It should not touch the counter when you turn the water off. The other thing is, when you turn the water on, turn it on gently. If you turn it on like this, and then you stick the beaker under there, the water is going to spray out everywhere, and people are going to get mad when all their papers get wet, okay? Then people are going to come to me and go, "Ms. Wine, a new paper." And I have some extras today, but now that classes have sort of settled down, I only make one extra every time I make a copy, okay? So don't spray everybody's stuff. So turn it on gently, and that way when you put the beaker under here, the water doesn't spray everybody's stuff, okay? Any questions about that? Push down gently to turn the water off. See, I didn't mash the fool out of it. Even fat girl's hand fits under here. Everybody got that? Marvelous. Get started. You have until 9:45.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Is this partner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine one. Fine one. If somebody doesn't have one, let me know. I'd like groups of two, but if we have to have a third, that's fine.
Hey, come back here.
This iPhone.
Okay, before we do that, you got to put this in. It's not loud. Oh, one minute. Okay. Perfect. I should probably use this one, but we would.
Wait, what's the money?
So we have.
Stars.
I'm like, we all of them.
No, not ours.
Oh, no, that chair.
Oh.
No, that's not a picture. This is that one. Okay, measure the mass of it. No.
Does everybody have a partner? Okay, John, whichever one you like to look at. Because I don't know who's missing. Who's missing for pictures? Who's going for pictures right now? Anybody know? Who's going for pictures right now?
Shatoria.
Shatoria?
Yeah.
We're going to station when Shatoria comes back, you two work together. Or join a group and Shatoria can join a group and she gets back a different group. I don't care which way you do it. Wait. Either way works for me. You choose.
That's perfect.
Yeah, because like, you know, you have to get yes and everything.
Because 114. I mean, 101. Okay, so 100,
110.
11.
It'd be 0.0.
Oh, it's 111. 111.
Oh, you're right.
I'm at
Don't forget
Still
you.
the video is watching.
103 point.
Master beaker and water. Okay, fill the beaker.
Wall,
Yes, ma'am,
do you have Alexa Quiros?
I do.
Can you send her to the office just for a moment?
I will.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
How do we know where one
Okay,
fifth
here.
is? It's just guess.
Alexa, who are you supposed to take? Who are you supposed to take the office? Before I get yelled at, because I didn't take him in a whole pass. One without the stripes. That's without the stripes is the bathroom one, so take the other. There you go.
I'm still right here, right? Right in the middle, 85. 85, 85, right?
I like that one, but I don't like it.
Wait, how do we know where one fifth is?
How do we know where one fifth is at?
Y'all can't estimate a fifth after how many years of math?
Yeah, I know.
That's not bad, but like,
Where's one fifth of the container?
I'm still be at 75.
Yeah, that's fine. Just estimate. It's not an exact science, just envision
Oh, I don't
what
think
fifth of the
that's-
container.
Oh, no, that's stressful. It's not an exact science. It should be exact.
That's what I thought.
One second.
Oh, it's a middle we pass a little bit.
I don't know, I think a left. Good enough.
Yes.
Okay, I wanna do this one.
Oh, my Lord. They go down good.
We still got 25 minutes, right?
Yes, till 9:25. And remember, when you do the length and the width, it has to be in centimeters. It cannot be in inches, gotta be in centimeters.
Here's that wood.
Oh, you're looking really good. Just gotta get angles.
Yeah. Let's just do all the.
Oh, look, it's exactly.
Your hands
Your hands are 170.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Somebody look right.
And then you have to turn the math 75.
Point.
39.
175.
You what? I was great.
Yeah, no, 1 up.
Oh, it looks like it's right in the middle.
No, it's not. How much was it? I think it's 3.
And I don't know why you were worried about that quiz, nobody got less than 80.
No,
It's my God. Really see.
That's halfway through.
No, I
Yeah.
No, screw up.
It'd be like you.
Why are you writing Miller? I'm writing
it's a millimeter.
Not there.
Oh, man.
Oh, you're right. Wait,
Everybody doing okay with reading the balance?
Okay, that's
Jordan, you doing okay reading the balance that you said you were done before?
Yeah.
Okay.
6.
And then we're supposed to get it.
36.
That's what a water weight, right?
Wait, what do you?
Oh, look at it now.
Oh, you subtracted it. Okay, you subtract. That's what this is. That's what makes your water. So you subtract the line you're used to. And then you get. Oh, yeah. Then you get. Okay. Temperature. Okay, so that's water.
Yeah, you got it. They eat this. I already about to the laundry.
No.
I can do it, pick it up.
Oh, man.
You didn't think of the word, but like. Oh, wait, we're okay yet.
What's the root of that?
So Ms. Beaker, if we're trying to measure the water that graduates, what do we have to measure first?
Just read the lines. If you're reading the volume of the graduated cylinder, you just read the lines.
The mass.
The mass, you're not reading the mass of the graduated cylinder. What are you trying to find?
The water.
What?
The water.
The mass of the water or the volume of the water? If you know the mass of the beaker, and you know the mass of the beaker and the water, how do you find the mass of just the water?
It says on the water. The density of water is 1.0 grams.
Oh, no, we already did.
So you use the density plus mass of volume formula, since you already calculated the mass.
Like 2 shy 28. So it's 28, that first one.
Because it's kind of difficult to read the lines.
28.8.
If you want a whole piece of white paper behind it, it's gonna make it easier.
Alright. Alright. That's the water.
Yeah.
Wait, no, they're saying these numbers.
27.9.
These are, you know, these are.
Pour the water in the graduated cylinder. Graduated cylinder.
You
You take boil water in your water.
They probably do, it's probably don't look like that though. They got
Is
that.
that 56?
Oh, 64.
That's centimeters.
Yeah, just pour the water in the graduated cylinder, read the
Why is it
graduated
blue?
cylinder
Why
line.
would you come
Okay.
in?
Yeah, that's centimeters.
Oh,
Oh, it's a small lines.
okay, because I got 28.8. So it's like 28.6.
No, it's 64.5.
Yeah, it's part of their.
Oh, that's it. 64.5. No, it's 5. So that's 64. That's 10%, so that's 64.
Stop listening to that.
Your quiz would be on what we're doing next
The mass
today,
of the
but
beaker water.
like I said, I'll be good, you will not have quiz work, because I will not be here to answer your questions. Okay, you'll be on Monday.
I'll probably have her.
I'll be right back. Wait, no.
I forgot.
Wait, what time do I take pictures?
I don't know, after.
Okay,
Okay,
exactly.
Wait, I don't want to take pictures.
Cut you down.
For the,
No,
What's that?
oh,
it'll be for us. Huh? So that's the more feed.
Oh, wow.
No, you know, yeah, you're asking. So you're the. It's like 9:14, 12.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Look. Oh. It said it, it did it because I said it.
Racist?
It did it because I said it.
So we have to have a guest.
You can be in the inside.
It's making me nervous.
You look good. How many places behind the decimals should you have in any decimal?
Oh, behind the desk. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, right on. 22. Magic Celsius. That's what Magic Celsius is.
What do you do for temperature? This is temperature for that, go back to the. For temperature, we have to come right on the line. But what about when you're measuring the? Yeah, that's the. You don't.
Put it out, what?
Where's what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, we were something.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
oh, that's the opinion balance.
Okay, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Balance would be to,
Yeah.
and then if it's pass through and it's either liquid volume
Or just-
or temperature is more.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there, it's okay. Okay, so.
Each bit is-
The volume we read.
I think I need goggles. I wanna do that ice spray. I went to the shower one time.
You're the other one that
I remember one time I was thinking, it's about, oh, gosh, I was kidding. It's so tight in my head, I gotta think of that. My glasses already tight too.
Y'all are down to about 10 minutes.
I'm like, this is there. What we do when we're finished?
Bring me a timer. Make a stack on my desk up here.
Like holding days. I'm sorry.
Y'all done about all your water back there? Water back? You're good.
That's okay, we gotta take a book on it.
Science magazines, it's my pictures at night.
Yeah, you go ahead.
When do we
Go, please, because you probably just short, so really get done right now. And I would go ahead, and might be a tad early, but since you've got a few minutes before I start again, I'd go. No problem.
That's national, are you coming? Oh, I'm sorry, we have to kind
Yep, I'll be here.
Ms. Wall, do we get the answer in complete sentences?
Okay.
Not on this. Some things are a yes, this one is not.
Okay.
Within inlet.
Yeah. All right.
What took so long?
But they call everybody at once.
Huh? Okay, we're almost done with the lab, so you're going to take that book.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, where's my desk? Right there.
Yeah, we're gonna make it up. Why can't you? Huh? You don't have a, you can't ride the late bus? How much you have? I don't care if you don't like riding the late bus. You missed the lab. Why can't you? You're gonna have to come during your lunch. And I warn you, I have a very large third period. It's an interesting crowd.
How many places do you have behind that?
Y'all are down to 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, but it's like this.
Probably.
Yeah.
We're starting in 5 minutes. Victoria said they had a long time. Try to break.
Okay, look, we look at the graduation selection, right? How many stations? How many decimals? Is it between the lines, right? I'm not sure. Behind the decimal.
Bruh.
Exactly, like.
It's been a rough week. We really, see, I don't wanna go and take pictures of it. I'm not sure.
You gotta change.
Yeah, it's like.
They were when you were.
Yeah, all the first.
This or she got. Cause she's
I've already
like,
told you this now.
well, it was. Yeah, last year. And she
They weren't
was.
mean this time.
They were what?
They weren't mean this time last year. It was, yeah, it was drunk this time. Yeah, it was. I got a female last year. I'm worried about it, though.
Who's still working?
Man.
Just that. All right.
You know you could have came in with that, right?
I think so.
Everything's out there.
Can we do the conclusion too?
Yes.
Okay.
Should I come in?
No.
No.
They ain't gonna see your lower body. Well, you have to get there yourself.
Yeah, over there. Got a calculator.
Okay.
It's Henderson.
Yep, right here on my desk.
We said freshmen, or not freshmen, sophomores, when the last day you can go at 9:30.
Now, you can hold off a little bit, because the line is gigantic according to the story.
People are going at neighborhood songs.
Yeah, there's a lot more people in here.
I'm gonna have to eat.
She's doing.
Especially like, it's a study of the mind.
Oh, do you see the lady?
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's not, I had this class one day, and we just did a free test. Basically, talked about like mental disorders.
What you mean where?
Is it like in the back or like?
All over, you know.
I don't know.
I
That
would say
test was pretty
something.
hard, like you gotta learn like a lot of stuff.
Cause I got a lot of it.
Alright, so you guys find the calculator and your notes.
Just shot.
What reason?
So if you're ready to learn how to do something new, people who are not here can watch it on YouTube. Enjoy me recording classes.
It was just this right here. That's like numbers like this.
Excuse me.
Oh my gosh. I had this line yesterday for Spanish.
So it was my birthday yesterday. So I was like, no to my teachers wish me happy birthday. So I was like,
She saw it.
no. So you know how she speaks in Spanish? My name's like Josefa or something in Spanish. So she was speaking really fast. So I thought she said, Josefa, are you here today? That's what she said. Josefa, are you here today? So I thought she said, how old are you today? So I was like, 15. And then I was really excited. And then everyone just looking at me. Like, oh, she have any friends.
Passion, Adriana.
I was like, I had 0 friends in that class. And they were like, nobody's talking to you. I was like, I'm so sorry. That's how old I was. And she was like, I'm doing all of it. I was like, yeah, sorry. It was really hurt.
That just pretty like really slow. She's not worse than entrepreneur. Like the English spit.
Go ahead.
We haven't done anything. We're still on Spanish learning. Your class is Spanish too.
Yeah, same thing. We just going over the same.
And then she spends the whole class while talking in Spanish. So
Right.
basically, she's teaching us Hispanic Spanish, and they already know Spanish. Everybody else is just sitting there like,
I don't want to be
Like, I
right.
don't know anything in there. Like,
I was like, how was I supposed to know what she said? She
Right.
spoke in Spanish.
Exactly.
And she was getting mad. I was like, I don't know what you're saying.
I do your homework in her class, so I don't have to do that here.
That's okay. I don't care if you do my homework in somebody else's class.
My feelings were really hurt. And I was like, I thought she was wishing me happy birthday, but I thought, she's like, I did the same thing for your birthday.
There we go. That's what I want right there. All right, so we're going to talk about rules for calculations. Now, in my class, we're going to do 2 kinds of calculations. All right, we're going to do adding and subtracting, and we're going to do multiplying and dividing. Now, what is the most important one we're going to do?
or multiplying.
Multiplying and dividing. Now, truthfully, you need to know both for the quiz. But if you're one of those people that when it comes, push comes to shove, and you're like, Ms. Wall, I just can't keep them straight. I keep getting them confused, and I'm doing them wrong half the time. Which one is more important for you to be able to do right every single time? The multiplying and dividing. Okay? So if you're getting them wrong and confused, this is the one I would tell you not to learn. Okay? Take one bad quiz grade and make sure you can multiply and divide correctly. Now, the rule for adding and subtracting. You round to the least number of places behind the decimal. This has nothing to do with anything that I have taught you this semester. This is just based on basic math that you've known since elementary school. Okay? So, if you have a problem such as 12.5 plus 13 plus 14.71. We can all add this question together without any difficulty, mainly because we all know how to use a calculator. All right, so 12.5 plus 13 plus 14.71, and I get 40.21. Now, when we do math problems this semester, we need to be able to round these to the correct significant digits. So, rounding to the correct significant digits is going to be based on using these rules. Since we are adding, we have to check decimal places. Okay? So if we're checking decimal places, we're looking behind the decimal. The line's probably thinned a little bit since we're starting to get some of our classmates back. So go ahead.
Is this the first?
Yes, this is the first page. All right, and like I said, if you miss pieces in your little fuzzy, go back and check it on YouTube tonight to get what you missed. So, but we just started, so you should be able to catch up without a lot of difficulty. So if you look behind the decimal, how many places are behind the decimal right here? There's one place. How many places are behind the decimal here? None. There's zero because it's an understood decimal point. There's no places behind the decimal. Okay? You're looking at the places behind the decimal in each of the numbers. So when you see 12.5, how many places are behind the decimal in the number 12.5? 1. In the number 13, where is the decimal? After. So there are no places behind the decimal in the number 13. Okay? So there's 0 places behind the decimal. In the number 14.71, how many places are behind the decimal? 14.71 right here. How many places are behind the decimal? 2. All right. So what is, according to the rule, the least number of places? 1, 0, or 2? 0. Okay. So you want to round this to the least number. So what is the least number of decimal places? 1, 0, or 2? So we're rounding this number to the least number of places, which would be no places behind the decimal. So we're dropping every place behind that decimal. So we're dropping off the 2 and the 1. So we're rounding it to 40. So we have no places behind the decimal. Does that make sense?
No, I didn't. I was writing my notes down. I couldn't see it.
All right. Suppose we have 128.75 minus 4.082 minus 12.4. All right, 128.75 minus 4.082 minus 12.4. All right, I get 112.268. Now, same thing. I'm subtracting. So I'm checking what again? Places behind the decimal. So how many places do I have right here?
2.
How many places do I have here? How many places here? So how many do I want in my answer?
1.
1. So I'm keeping the 112 because that's in front of the decimal. Okay, so the 112 is staying. I need one place behind the decimal. So I'm keeping the 2, but am I rounding it up or leaving it as a 2? I should round it up, okay? And I should put 112.3. However, my job is not to teach you people to round, okay? If you don't remember how to round for math class and you put 112.2, I am not going to mark it wrong. Okay? If you put 112.2, I'm going to take it every day of the week because you have the correct significant digits. 112.3 is the correct answer, and that's what I would love to see. But if you put 112.2 because you don't know how to round, I'm not going to hold it against you. Okay? You'd be surprised how many people I get who do not know how to round in a chemistry class. Okay? And I can live with it. I'm not going to hold it against you. All right, everybody got it? All right. The more important of the 2 rules, the one you're going to use tomorrow in the lab, multiplying and dividing, the one we will spend 95 to 98% of our time with in this classroom is multiplying and dividing. Hence the reason you had to learn those rules yesterday. When we multiply and divide, we round to the least number of significant digits. It's not about decimal places. It's about counting the significant digits in the number. Looking at, is it a non-zero digit? Is it between 2 non-zero digits? Is it to the right of the decimal? Is it a placeholder? Is it a billboard? Those same rules we just practiced at the beginning of class. That's why we learn those rules, so that we can calculate. All right, so if we calculate this, 40.02 times 0.021, I get 0.84042. Now, when we started this 3 days ago, you guys were like, how many places do you want me to round to, Ms. Law? And I said, just round it to 2 places for the time being. We're going to get to how many places you need. Well, we're there. Now, when we calculate with any formula this semester, I'm going to tell you to round to the correct significant digits. This is one of those topics that I told you put you in the honors curriculum. Those of you who have a desire to do anything in science and have to take a chemistry class in college, all of your college professors are going to make you do this, which is one reason I still teach it. All right, so how do we decide? We have to determine significant digits, not decimal places. So using the rules you used last night, and y'all just did well on the quiz. I didn't have anything below an 80 in here, so you know the rules, or at least you did an hour ago. How many significant digits do we have right here?
4.
You have 4. The 4 and the 2 are non-zero, and these 2 zeros are in between. So there are 4 significant digits. How many significant digits do we have here?
2.
You have 2. That means we need 2 significant digits in our answer. We just need the first 2.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay? This 0 is a what?
Block. Billboard.
It's just a billboard. So we can keep him.
You say block.
We can keep the block or the billboard if we want to. We don't have to. We can keep it. And then what are the first 2 that are significant? And that's how we're going to round the answer. Those 2 are significant. And there's our answer rounded to 2 significant digits. You just need 2 because 2 is the least number out of the 2 that we looked at. It's the least. Okay? Now, what if I have one in scientific notation?
At least God.
It does not get complicated. It's the same thing.
Do you focus on the exponents?
Nope.
Do you
Significant digits.
Solve it in the calculator without scientific notation.
Nope. We're leaving in scientific notation.
I got you. So.
All right. So 2.41 second EE3 divide 4.1 second EE8. And I get 5.87. Just going to take it out a little bit there. And there's more on the calculator. I'm just not writing all that crap down. Okay. Now, all I did was calculate it. And there's more on the calculator. Like I said, I just took it out several places and wrote the answer down. Now,
Same
Have
thing
the
with
spaces in the other one, like
Yeah.
2.41 has 3 significant digits and
And
4.1 has 2.
that's it. All we do is look at the number. We don't care about the times 10 or the exponent. All we're looking at is the significant digits. So how many significant digits are here? Not decimal places, significant digits. 1, 2, 3. Some of y'all said 2 because you're counting decimal places. Remember, significant digits, not decimals. Decimals is add and subtract. 2 is a non-zero, 4 is non-zero, 1 is non-zero. That's how they got the 3. Okay? How many significant digits here? 2. So what's the least number? So we're rounding this, so we only have 2.
Oh.
Now, y'all see how y'all just said 5.8 times 10 to the negative 6? That is fine. I will take 5.8 times 10 to the negative 6 every day of the week without a problem. But what should it be?
5.9.
It should be 5.9. That 7 should round that 8 up to 5.9 times 10 to the negative 6. Okay, but I will take both. That's why I said a lot of people just don't round or can't round. I'm not sure which, but I am not going to get upset with you if you don't round. Okay? That's A-okay. Questions? Think you can try a couple?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish they made the paper like real white, so whenever you use white out, you couldn't even tell it was there.
All right. Let's try, given the time we have, let's try 1 through 4.
It's not that easy.
All right, let's try 1 through 4.
You can't just not make mistakes. My whole life's a mistake, dude.
That's not much,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Labs are 15%. They're not very much. They will, by the end of the semester, they will count more than quizzes because there are less of them in the grand scheme of things. But they count less.
You know what's crazy?
What if we didn't finish ours?
What do you
I
mean
put
you
lotion
didn't
on my
finish
leg.
We had to go take pictures.
it? So you didn't finish it?
I think I did.
That's nice. I mean, you really can see your action. Not trying to
Actually,
tell you
no.
anything, but.
You didn't finish it. You need to come during lunch or something.
Hold on.
I had third.
You probably can, you just can't.
Second. The giant class here.
You gotta scratch yourself. That's the ass chest.
Now, I know Shatoria missed the entire lab because she was gone taking pictures. Is there anybody else who missed the entire lab? Did? Here. Thank you, Brian.
Oh my God, I'm just wrong everywhere.
It's the second time.
It's they want me to trip.
Yep, throw them out.
They want me to stand up.
There you go. There you go.
Jordan missed the whole time, and
I
I
did.
know Shatoria missed. Louis, you
Okay,
missed
go
it too? Same thing.
You gotta do it by yourself?
Huh?
You need the live paper?
If you're coming during lunch, probably.
You have third one?
I have third lunch, which is a good time to do it if you want to do it during lunch.
I have second one.
Well, I can see you and Shatoria in the back.
Right now?
Wait, can I
Like
come for a
that.
second
If
one?
you come the same day. Why? You didn't finish yours?
No, not.
Everything that's in here has got answers for everything.
Yeah, probably.
Can I see
Oh, you
it?
talking about the live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have my name on it.
Yeah, you got answers for everything.
I'm
I did it for you.
You have answers for everything.
You can look at it.
Let me see. Okay. It does have my name.
It has your name on
I'm surprised doesn't have white on it.
it. No, you got it on this. Wait, are you coming
Maybe
today?
you should start using
Yeah.
digits.
Okay.
But they're colorful.
True, but.
Honestly.
They'll be working on the lab, so it won't be hard for me to pull stuff out of the cabinet and stick y'all back there. Okay?
I actually have colored lead.
Yeah, do that.
All right, let me
I would make cool.
calculate these.
Like that mechanical.
That
They're
would-
like this kind, but they're colored lead.
I'm gonna say that you make color
They have
pencils.
like yellow, red.
You like they should make color pencils. Yeah.
I would do 3, 4. Did they have the 3? Oh, I would definitely, all 3 of these.
They have some.
1, 2, but.
No, that
I'll
was
do
around 9.
Bro, Emma, you got the song stuck in my head.
Y'all done?
No, I want you to be swim out. This is. Miss Wall.
Yeah.
I have a question, so,
Number 1,
I got 2.38, so it's
Okay.
everything, so.
Is it in scientific notation?
They're-
Take it out of scientific notation if it is. Do them in normal notation
So you gotta go.
instead of scientific.
Like 12 sometimes.
Emma,
So, you have some.
yeah, the song stuck in my head.
It's fine.
What, so.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's something I don't like it. Like, I get the concept of it, I just don't.
Wait, time out. For number 3?
Interruption.
Oh, sorry.
Interruption. You know, you get the concept. Yep. I'm still waiting on the rest of the question. You hollered and you about the interruption. It's like being at home.
So like when, say for number 3,
Uh-huh.
it has a bunch of numbers following the decimal,
Uh-huh.
and both of them.
Are we talking about the first 0 or the last 0? In number 3, are we talking about
No,
this 0?
How about the actual answer?
Oh, the actual answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it has the 3 significant.
So I got 2480.
I can't pronounce.
Okay, so that's all we need.
Okay, so the 2, 4, and 8.
That's the part that I don't get. Is it
To the
3?
Yeah, we got it.
The 2, 4, 8 are the first 3 significant digits. And that last 0 is not significant because there's no decimal written there. So that's a non-significant digit. So you can keep that 0.
So it's not 2,480 and then 95.
No, drop
Those
that
three.
because you only want 3 significant digits. You want to drop all those numbers or you're going to have too many significant digits.
So it changes the number,
So
but
3 would be.
not.
3 would be just 2000.
Yeah, you just want to get rid of all those other significant digits because you only want 3.
How'd you get 238 for number 1? Well, we're supposed to have 3 significant digits.
Stop that.
I don't get it, Emma.
Oh my God.
So the answer to number 1 is.
I saw that at the.
Why do you keep writing your pen?
Yeah.
It's colorful. You do math.
Yeah, you doing practice though. Yeah, you should never.
I know,
Never write
like,
pen.
I write titles and like stuff in pen, but the
Because
others, well, I know
the first like
All
4.
right, we're down to about 2 minutes.
So we'll just keep 238 and not have
So,
nothing.
yeah, you want to drop off everything else because you need 3 significant digits. So I had to drop everything off to only have 3 significant
See, I
digits.
keep forgetting significant digits.
Significant
So I
digits.
keep 3 decimals.
No, not 3 decimals, 3 significant digits.
I'm so confused.
How you get 7.7 on that?
So it's different for.
We're overthinking.
It's not
Am I
dry
gonna need
yet.
to watch the video?
Yes, you are.
You said 248.
Huh?
248.
Well,
Yeah, but no decimal because that 0 needs to be not
I
significant.
don't get the answer she gave.
I thought you said.
No, you don't need it, it's on video.
Yes,
What?
yes.
How you get 0.7 on the last one?
Because you need one place behind the decimal. That's a subtracting one, so you're using decimal places, not significant digits.
Wait, wouldn't it be one? Wouldn't it be like 0.9?
Yeah.
It may have been, I may have punched the calculator wrong. I didn't double check anything because I was answering questions.
Are the bottom ones on?
No. All right, find last night's homework paper.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
For the number, the 0.0210, is it significant on the 4?
Oh,
No, it's only 3. That 2, 1, 0 are significant.
Oh, you don't
The
count.
first 2 are not.
So the one after that-
The answer, so I got the answer.
Both
but-
papers are just this one.
Those are significant, and those 3 are significant.
What
So when you do this, you want to drop all that off, and that 0 is not significant. It's not another decimal. Yeah. Now, I want you on the front to do the odd numbers. No, just the odds.
I am on.
All right, and part 2. Another section to the odds. Okay, and on the back, I want you to do the odds.
All of them?
All of them. It's only 10, add, subtract, multiply, divide.
Oh, I wasn't complaining.
All
I'm
right.
just saying,
Juniors and seniors, this is a
Tomorrow,
reminder
the
that I
students
will
will be
be
here.
taking up money for
You will have to
parking
watch
taxes
part
throughout
of the
Monday.
YouTube
You
video,
also
so I
should
can
be reminded
explain
if
some
you
things
are
that you have
parking,
questions
not
on
have
tonight,
parking tax,
and you
come
will do
today,
a lot.
you will be ticketed.
behave for him, and if you want to not have to listen to the video out loud, bring some headphones. Okay?
You said do on the front,
Odd on the front and on the back.
wait,
Say what?
oh,
It's not significant because it has no decimal point.
Oh, you're good.
So 2480 only has 3 significant digits.
So you can put it.
Yes, if you wanted it to be significant, put a decimal behind it.
Oh,
What? 2480, but no decimal behind it. No decimal behind it. Yeah, the kids are supposed to go at the time floating in that class.
Oh, yeah. The one that has.
So, they're gonna have to go get there.
Yeah, to pay for it.
Here, take my schedule. Because I don't have second period and I don't have any freshmen. So take mine.
Sophomores. Okay, all mine are sophomores. No, my
Yeah.
senior went.
Okay,
Okay, so,
Yeah. Yeah, so-
yeah.
yes, just send those people, if they didn't go, just let them go.
what did you say about?
About what?
Headphones or something?
Yeah, tomorrow you're gonna have to watch some things on YouTube. So if you don't wanna have to listen to it out loud, bring some earphones or earbuds.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh my God. This topic may put them over the edge or me. Can you just write it